I think this way of life versus religion is an ongoing debate. And if we see the way different Sampradayas have also evolved, right? For now, I'm not even speaking about the other theologies, just within Sanatan Dharma. We have different Sampradayas, and those different Sampradayas have had their own takes. There have been some very inherent, like we talk about metaphysics, which everyone tends to believe, yeah? But you still have Arya Samaj who will say no Murti Puja versus others who say Murti Puja. But still, Arya Samaj will believe in Karma Siddhanta. Arya Samaj will believe in Punarjanma, right? So some of these metaphysics are still very similar. But when we talk about the boundaries of what are the boundaries that at least one has to, say, Acha, this has to be there for somebody to be a Hindu. It can't just be Hindu in the name only. Like if I'm born in a Hindu family, is that enough? Is the question essentially, right? So how do we see this? If we look at our Puranic stories, right? We talk about the Devasur Sangram, okay? What is this Devasur Sangram? It's really a tragedy that today we are making every clash about identities, which is coming from this whole Marxist communist side, right? Everything is about identity. If a Ram Ravan Yuddha has to happen, that is because Aryan Dravidian. Arey yaar, come on, everybody is called Arya, and Ravan is a Brahman Putra, as we see there, right? Also, if we see Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, who were all asuras, so to say. But were they a different tribe? No, they were not a different tribe. Still, they had to be killed. Still, they had to be dealt with. What was the issue, right? Because at some point, they all started thinking that I am supreme and my word is law, right? They started behaving in such a way, like as I said previously, that if my dharma is violating your dharma, then this dharma is not valid. You can allow coexistence as long as we have that mutual respect to allow that space where you live your way, I live my way. But if you want to destroy me, that cannot be allowed, right? Because that is violating my dharma.
Very, very shortcut method to handling all these diverse identities is by digesting them. Dharma has space for everyone. You talk about A, B, C, D, E. You talk about various kinds of animals that people identify with. There is space for everyone in Dharma. So once you know who you are, it is easy to deal with such identities. Plus, you may be at a position where there may be some personal costs. You may lose some friends. You may lose certain associations, certain adherences to certain groups. But once you understand how this is played, because people who proclaim a certain orientation, people who proclaim a certain identity, which is different from what is the norm, what are they playing at? Because disruption and rebellion is the playground in which the democracies are, manipulated, and people like you or people who think on lines of what is the right thing to do, think about a higher self, they can be manipulated. So you have to sit back, understand yourself, anchor yourself to the metaphors of your own culture, and then speak to those people. Once you know where you stand, it becomes very, very simple to negotiate all those identities. I will also take, the example of Durga here, certainly a very fierce aspect of the goddess. What she did with Rakta Bij, she created innumerable rupas of herself and she licked all the blood that fell. So in that manner, आपको भी साम दाम दंड भेद सब चीज़ें अपना कर बहुत सारी आइडेंटिटीज़ को अपने अंदर absorb करना पड़ेगा. You may be able to handle it by certain actions, you may be able to handle it through dialogue, but the baseline remains that you have to digest all these identities and show the way through dharma. There is no two ways about it. There is no ambiguity here that dharma can provide you with all the answers.